Hello, amazing souls. I hope you're doing really good today. I'm back with another episode. Today, we'll talk about if you are a Sirian Starseed. Now, if you see, then Sirius is here and Orion belt. Why I'm mentioning that is because if you see the Orion's belt, it is directly aligned to the pyramids. And if you are following me, if you've been following me, I talk about Atlantis, different civilizations, but mainly Lemuria, star mothers, healing of the moon, connection to the karmic board, Saturn Council, and how we end up here via contracts. And that's how I help people with. Now, Orion's belt is directly aligned with pyramid, and that was created by God Thoth. I won't get into much detail. I've covered that again and again, but I would just like to mention before I get into what star seeds is a star seed are. Maybe you're feeling these symptoms, you have them, or you feel connected to certain things that I'll be mentioning afterwards. Now, when you look into Lemurian history, that was like 14,000 years ago, what you see is again and again, if you hear Cryon channels or Bashars, you will see that they talk about star mothers. Star mothers came from Pleiadians for sure, and Sirius, there is an institution where you go for energy healing work. All most of the ascended masters, I won't say all, but let's say most of the ascended masters, they are actually coming after getting trained in Sirius. And many of you might have have a life in Sirius A or Sirius B. Now, if you see here, Sirius A is really big and B is small, and it's called like a dog star. Now, I will show you quickly how Sirius star seeds might look like, and you might be connecting to them before I get into certain points that might help you that you might be a Sirian star seed. Yeah, so look, they look similar to this. All right, so I'm doing everything from Google, and I just want to show you quickly. Like here, there's this movie on Disney. If you see this one, this character, doesn't it remind you something that is kind of similar to Syrian people, right? And quickly, one thing I will let go of, like if you feel the connection, is that if you see the forehead, right, this part for you is always going to be sensitive, especially energy wise. If you are around good energy, bad energy, you'll start feeling a lot of tingling sensation, and at times it gets really cold at this part. For third eye, yes, definitely. Many people who are on spiritual journey will say that the third eye is actually working. But what my point here is that Syrians are water beings, because the planet is mostly 90% of water. There is less land mass over there. So people, when you see dolphins, when you see whales, when you see mermaids, these are the beings that you connect with. In Atlantis, in Lemuria, these beings were very real. They used to be living here in physical incarnation, but then obviously the downfall happened, the vibration went. But in Sirius today, again, they still live. And being, if you have had a life in Sirius, you were not communicating with words, right? We use words here, but if you talk about the universal language, we would be talking with vibration. And from where would we be sending this connection is through telepathy, and it's through your third eye. So the beings would talk with their, the signal, the vibration would be sent to their through their third eye. All right, now, so I remember I got this board and I never used it, so I thought I'll use this. The first element is, okay, it's not working. Okay, it's kind of working, yeah. It's water. Can you even see that? I guess it's not working. Let's go on back on pen and paper. Okay, I finally got this to work. I really wanted to use the board. I know my things are not that professional like other people, but my point is that I just want to give you whatever I research. And when I work with clients, whatever information, because when I am in the sessions, I also end up learning new things. The first element is the water element. Like you are deeply connected, there could be few things. Okay, either you always feel a lot of connection with water. This is what I've found in many of my clients, that they feel a lot of connection to water. Swimming relaxes them. It was same for me and for many clients that I've found. Or the other could be that there is like a hate and love relationship with water. What I mean by this is that you really are scared of the deep waters. You don't want to explore. You like, you're terrified, you fear them, but at the same time, somewhere very deep down, you're just intrigued. You're really curious by what lies in the depths of the water, right? So there could be different ways, but in short, the point is water element, you really connect with it. And remember, the Syrians are extremely emotional souls. They are energy workers. That means obviously they are working with emotions. They are very pure souls. All right, they're very pure souls. They are really in tune with the energy of not just themselves or their species, but everybody. So be it plants, be it animals, be it on land or sea, they connect with the universe via their energy. And the more you connect with universal energy, you won't be using much of words. That's why you'll see the more on this planet we are said that there are extroverts and introverts. But what I say is, usually the introverts are like, oh, we don't like to talk. Oh, no, 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 it's not that you don't like to talk. It's that you work more on energy, on emotions, on vibration. You use that language rather than the language of mind, that is just keep using words, 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 loud, more harsh, more kind of fighting. No, that, so this is one connection. The other connection is, let me clear the board. Okay, I think this is good that I'll keep writing the main points here, then I'll keep explaining. This is like the womb healing chart that I use for womb healing when clients come. Now, this is water, the other is animals. Animals can be like one of the clients. She's a very good friend of mine now, and now I'm kind of a spiritual helper for her. So, she used to see a lot of dogs, and I was like, and again, I think I feel that she's a Syrian, but she still has to discover that. So I'm not disclosing it to her. This is not my job. That's her job to find out. But she kind of got into dolphin connection. She was hearing and she felt that. So remember, dolphins. Dolphins are like the dogs of water, right? They are very sensitive, very caring, very loyal. So you might be feeling a lot of connection to dolphins, to whales. The idea that mermaids are kind of a reality, or they do exist, like they're not fictional for you in your mind space, in your memory, because you might have been a mermaid in Sirius. So these are few deep water animals and creatures, mammals that you might be connecting to. You feel a connection to them. And if you do a meditation and try to connect, you will always find out that, because if you are a serious star seed, you will see that there you are already connected with them, because in your past life you were friends with them. So they are actually eagerly waiting for you to connect back. Third point. Now, so water, animals, now sensitivity. I was talking about the third eye connection, and I told you that they connect, they already talk through their third eye, right? That's through their vibration that they're sending out. They do not use words. Words are very limited. The connection is always through their set. So you might be feeling a lot of tingling, like many people do meditation, right? So it's kind of a very slightly different. It's not like the ones that usually people doing meditation will feel. It's kind of a little, it comes in waves. It ends up getting really cold. That area gets up cold than others. The second thing could be overall your body stays cold, especially your hand and feet area. Like they will be more colder than the rest of the time. So winter especially really scary for you. I This symptom is very common again, the cold part, that something will always be cold, and usually it's the hand and feet. And when you get into very let's say very tense, stressed or negative environment, so any kind of negative environment that you get in, you will always find yourself getting cold feet, like you will freeze. These are very common symptoms that others feel, but for you it's more, because even for small things like just entering, obviously if there's some very traumatic incident, anybody would feel those things, right? But for you, even for a little stressful environment, you just kind of start feeling very uneasy, because you're energy workers. The only reason you're here on this video is because maybe you are a Syrian, you are an energy healer, you work with energy healing, you work with emotions. That's why you are too synced in with your internal world, as well as your internal world as well as your outer world. Whatever is happening is kind of, you're like a sponge of sensitivity. So you're like this SpongeBob, right? Everything you keep absorbing, that means if you're absorbing, you need to squeeze that out as well and clear it. So we're talking about sensitivity. Let's talk about your gifts. All right. The first gift is that you are vivid dreams, vivid imaginations. Second is sensing energy, and that is called clairsentient. These are all psychic gifts again, but for you, these two are more enhanced. And also, I forgot one part, that animals are there in water, so are the plants. Syrian starseeds are too much into plant therapy, plant healing. They use plants for healing themselves and others. So, no matter the plants are on land or in sea, but they work a lot with plants. So, I'll quickly add this point that plants is again one thing. Now, what are the characteristics, or not characteristics, like how do you come across people? So, when people first meet you, you will usually from the out look like shy or very, let's say, low confidence, right? Basically, you will kind of come across very shy, very silent. Silent is another, because remember, you're talking with your third eye. So you will come across like that, but the thing is, once a person gets to know you, they find extremely deep wisdom in you. So your eyes express a lot. Expression. So eyes express a lot. You have a lot of wisdom and knowledge. You will find yourself that you're in a group and you're always on the side listening to them, and you can see that's how their visions or their thoughts or their beliefs are very limited, and you see beyond that. So you find yourself always on the edge. You never mix in the crowd. You always watch the crowd from the outside, and you think that that is why you have a lot of wisdom and knowledge, because you see from the side. But the truth is, you're carrying a lot of knowledge and wisdom inside of you already, because you're working. Syrians are supposed to be very knowledgeable. They know a lot about, emotional healing, wisdom, that what is that the soul needs, right? So they work clearly with all these points. Now, these are some very common casual things which I have noticed in clients and Syrian people, but you may or you may not agree with them, that any system that is on the planet currently, whether it's marriage, the idea of love, how the judiciary works, how the justice system works, that's limited for you, right? You are a person who believes, you're a soul that sees a lot of freedom. So therefore you see a lot of limited institutions, ideas on this planet. You're more about freedom. You are highly sexual. Do not get wait, right. Like here again, sexuality is a taboo, but you're highly sexual because you know that sexual energy is the energy of creativity. And if you are a Syrian, creativity, okay, sorry, creativity. If you are a Syrian, you're definitely highly creative. You'll find yourself on a path that many people do not take. So, like, suppose there are two paths, and like sheep and herd, other people are following this path. But you're like, what's on this path? What's on this path? Let me go on this path and find out what's on this path. So everybody's taking path A, and you will end up taking path B because you want to explore. You want to explore more. You cannot adventure exploring more. You just cannot stop. Getting stuck in one place for a long period makes you feel stagnant, and you don't want to get stagnation in your life because you're thirsty for knowledge and wisdom. So you cannot take stagnation. Now, again, so I talked about your creativity. Let's creativity. Then I talked about your gifts. I'll tell you why I'm writing all this. Then gifts we talked about. Then the third we talked about was your sexual energy. Then we talked about your creative energy. Because if you are not going to be creative, how you're going to heal? Creativity is also needed in energy healing. So your energy transformers, you're like the transformers of energy. Like we have these transformers that connect the circuit. So you're like the transformer that connects many people's energy, many souls' energy. So combined together, if you are looking for how you are going to find, like, let's say any of the following is blocked, but deep down you feel that you have these things, but you're feeling a blockage in you, right? Then again, where are all these things stored? In your womb space, right? And that's why you need to clear and find. So you will always have this deep feeling that, oh, I'm very creative, or I have these gifts, or I have a high sexual energy than the rest, I am more creative, or I am like, I enter the room, you have the sense that the energy changes, it becomes more lighter, more peaceful, more compassionate. You're transmuting different energy altogether. So you're like a transformer. Without you, others will just blow off. So you bring that stability, that peacefulness, and all these, you're already coming with these things stored in your womb space. Womb again is connected to the water element. So I always tell my clients, when you're doing the meditation, connect with your womb space or the water element, and then try to connect with the animals that I mentioned. There could be always more animals. You feel a lot of calmness, peacefulness when you connect with these people. And you can always meet your Syrian family, because they does not go by that they don't know that you are here. They miss you a lot. So your Syrian family and friends know that you're here on a mission to help, and they are ready to connect with you. Remember, they don't need a body. Their energy, their communication is flowing all around you always. I hope this really helped you. With lots of love and light, Princess Starlight.